Hi guys, what's going on? So I'm cruising through my comments the other day and I came across this comment. And I thought I'd make a whole fucking video about it because I just feel the need to respond to every little fucking thing because I'm a petty bitch. So basically the gist of the comment was that I'm not sober because I'm on Suboxone, actually Subutex, which is apparently stronger than H and Coke, long-term Molly. Meth is less of a drug than Suboxone. This person knows nothing about drugs at all. And I've been on this shit for 7 years, so let me fucking educate you. Alright, so if you've ever been to AA or God forbid NA, then you're probably familiar with this kind of mentality. There's like this divide of people who think you can be sober and still on like Suboxone, methadone, or other prescribed medication. Some people think like any prescribed medication is like not sober. And then there's the other side that is reasonable and doesn't have that kind of puritanical view. But it's funny because like if you go to a meeting and people know that you're on like methadone or Suboxone, you like walk up and get your 30-day chip, like they will give you looks at like you are like it's stolen valor. Like it's very annoying. Yeah. But before I get into like Suboxone and stuff, I should address that I'm actually not 100% sober anyway. I smoke weed like once a month to help with chronic pain and migraines, sometimes on a bad month up to like 5 times, but not too much because weed ultimately brings down my already abysmally low level of functioning. Yeah. And sometimes I go months without it. Yeah, so there's that. And also I drink like 2 to 3 times a year. And when I say 2 to 3 times a year, I'm being very literal. I'm not doing the addict thing where I give you like 2% of the truth and then omit like the vast majority. Like I swear on my life. The last time I drank I think was in February. But yeah, it's partly even if I want to drink more I couldn't because my body literally can't handle it. I have a lot of physical, Jesus Christ, Darby. I have a lot of physical and like other issues. So whenever I drink I'm hungover for like a week. So aside from that questionable behavior, I, for all intents and purposes, live a sober lifestyle every day. I go to sleep at 10 p.m., sometimes 8 p.m., okay? I wake up in the morning, I drink green tea, I eat plain oatmeal because I don't even fuck with sugar. I do yoga, I work out, I talk to my mom, I maybe go visit her on the beach, walk around on the beach, then eat some boiled vegetables and gluten-free pasta. And all throughout the day, I am at the mercy of all the pesky feelings and just general unpleasant human experience that I used to use drugs to cope with. And now I'm forced to engage in degenerate coping mechanisms such as therapy, journaling, the fuck ever. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I toy with the idea of relapsing, probably on a daily basis, but guess what? I don't, because I don't want to. I do not want to live that gnarly fucking lifestyle anymore. And I've used up all of my luck. So seriously, choosing drugs for me is just choosing death. It just is. So think about my life now. Now contrast that to my life when I was a drug addict. I wake up sick as a dog, throwing up water, emotionally consumed with anxiety and this feeling of just like, OMG, LOL. Like, of all the lives I could have lived, this is the one that I'm living. Oh my God, this is my life. What the literal fuck? And the previous night I would have drinking a huge quantity of whiskey, took Adderall, Molly, Xanax, got into an extremely dangerous situation because one of my friends robbed a drug dealer while they're fighting in the other room. Me and another friend are doing all the coke, so no takesy backsy, even though we're putting all of our lives even further at risk. And then I go to sleep eventually thinking, OMG, I did a lot of different drugs. I could probably die. Maybe I should go to the hospital, but I don't because I'm too high to care or deal with the hassle. My life then and my life now are beyond different. So does it make sense to call me an actively using addict? I mean, I really could give a fuck about the label. But it is a mouthful to say like, oh, I'm sober 99.9% of the time, but then like once a month I smoke weed to deal with chronic pain, and then 2-3 times a year I drink like a glass of wine on like a very special occasion. what do I call it? Like when I'm just saying like shorthand. That's why I generally say like, oh, I used to be a drug addict, or oh, I got clean, or like I'm sober from this. You know, I try to be careful with the words because people just love fucking gatekeeping that shit, which is totally counterproductive. It reminds me of vegans who like fiercely gatekeep like the term vegan and are like, oh, if you eat like bleached sugar, you're not a real vegan, or oh, if you eat like one singular gummy worm a year, you know, you're not vegan. So like, if someone consumes animal products like on a regular basis, no, they're not fucking vegan. But if they're vegan 99.9% of the time, like, Jesus Christ, who cares? It's completely like counterproductive and hurts the cause, because we should be encouraging people to consume less animal products. And the same can go with addiction. Like, it's really, there's not this like singular path. Is there a general path? Do a lot of addicts need to be 100% sober? Absolutely. But not all of them. There's also people like me, so I mean, this all could just be one big delusion. So like, this is just how I've been living my life, and it's been working for me, and my life is incredibly different than how it used to be. So I will say though, to be fair though, that this mentality of like sober-ish can totally be abused to cover addiction delusions in general. Like, my brother was a much worse addict than me. He was absolutely pathological till the end. He would quit one drug and then do every other fucking drug every day. Even if he was off of heroin, his entire 24/7 existence revolved around getting high. He could not tolerate being sober for more than like 5 minutes. He would say like, oh, I need dust to stay off heroin, and I need to do this drug to not do that drug. It was like completely insane. So I understand why people could be suspicious of my sober-ish lifestyle. And yeah, that's why I generally try to refer to myself as, it's like these labels, it's a word that can mean different things, you know? I was actually stone cold sober for about a year and a half, and then I did therapy, I did all of the things you're supposed to do, and now I live a very healthy lifestyle. Also, so far as like getting high on Suboxone, I'll be honest, like when I first went on Suboxone, it was to get high. I didn't plan on using it to get sober, because if you don't have like an opiate tolerance and you take Suboxone, like you can get fucked up for sure. But once you've been on it for like a month, that goes away. And yeah, and I've been on it for 7 years. I get nothing out of it. No high. Trust me. I have tried to manipulate the dose so many times. But once it's in your system, it just doesn't work like that. Methadone, I'm kind of like a Suboxone supremacist, because I've seen a lot of people on methadone who it really doesn't seem like they're living like a clean lifestyle. I mean, you can totally be sober on methadone. I'm just saying it seems like a different kind of like atmosphere in the clinics where a lot of people are like selling bottles and stuff, because I feel like Suboxone blocks out other drugs, so it like actually forces you to be sober. But I've never been on methadone for like an extended period of time, so I don't really know. I'm just gonna talk it out of my ass. But I've had like a bunch of relatives on it, so anyway, yeah, I just had to get that straight. So yeah, anyway, bye. Also, thank you to my 9, that is right, 9 freaking patrons. Thank you. Yeah, goodbye.